Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, the new Powerpuff Girls, and Archer. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hello.
And Michelle Anderer.
Hey, guys.
Today, Delaney, Michelle, and I will be discussing the latest 2 episodes of the new Powerpuff Girls reboot on Cartoon Network, Frenemy and Once Upon a Townsville. We discuss this new Powerpuff Girls show every other week here on the Overly Animated Podcast. You can check us out at overlyanimated.com or search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. We're going in sets of 2, so Frenemy aired last Thursday. Once Upon a Townsville aired today. Does the show always air at 6:30? Because I actually watched it live for once. I thought it was on at 6 at some point, right? I don't know.
No, it wasn't. Was it on? Yes, it used to come on at 6 because I'd watch it when I was at work at school. So
yeah,
yes.
Cartoon Network's been screwing with their Thursday schedule. Like, they had Adventure Time on Saturdays for a month, and now it's back on Thursday. I don't even know what's going on. Tonight, Adventure Time, new Fiona and Cake. Okay. But we're not discussing that. We're discussing much more exciting things with the new Powerpuff Girls. So let's get into this. For context, in case you haven't listened to our previous ones, we actually like the show, unlike everyone else on the internet. So,
Yes.
But that's not to steer the discussion into praise. We could, of course, criticize. So, Delaney, what were your thoughts on general thoughts on Frenemy and Once Upon a Townsville?
I thought I liked both of them. Frenemy was funny because it was Indiana Jones girl. That was pretty good. It's always great when we have the professor being ridiculous, and he was being ridiculous like normal. And I loved Once Upon a Townsville. At first, I was they had me I don't bite my nails, but they wanted to make me bite my nails, for the majority of the episode. But then at the end, it was fine. I was like, yes, you did what I wanted you to do. But obviously, the episode was, in the sinuses, but it's basically the episode that kind of sums up everything that we've been saying about this show and why we like this show. So, pretty good. I thought they were 2 pretty solid, fun episodes. Just the humor always on point. Weird buttercup jokes, the animal thing in Frenemy was just okay. I mean, it was hilarious and fine. It was just, I don't know. I thought they were good. I enjoyed both of them.
Yeah, Once Upon a Townsville contains a thesis statement for the show. So, I'm always a fan of episodes.
Not a thesis statement.
Interesting.
The thesis statement.
The thesis statement.
I'm always a fan of the show stating what it's exactly trying to do. I think it worked better here than in that core episode where they tried to do that.
Definitely.
But, Michelle, what were your thoughts on Frenemy and Once Upon a Townsville?
I agree with Delaney. I liked both of them. I think I'm finally getting to a place where I'm warming up nicely to the show, because for a while I was a little skeptical. But I think we have we have a very solid foundation of all the characters now, and I think they've been building on them nicely in pretty organic ways, which has been really enjoyable to watch. And I don't know, I guess the humor also is just working a little better on me now than it was before, because I'm actually laughing at the jokes now pretty consistently. And I don't know, I am becoming a lot more hopeful with the show moving forward. And I feel they're definitely gonna have a second season. I don't know, I feel strong enough that they would do that at this point. I wasn't sure for a while.
I don't remember. I think I heard some talk of renewal. I'm not sure though. I think that we haven't had a rough episode in 5 or so, Tiara Trouble's a while ago now. We've been talking a lot about how this episode is kind of 2 types. The type where it's kind of its current form, and then the type where it tries to replicate the old series. And we've had it was 12 to 17 now have all been the former. So that's been really good.
Which is good, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we've heard, I don't remember the last time we heard from you, Michelle, on that.
But I've caught up.
Did we hear, were you into, Wrinkle Rough Gals, Anacro Romance, Puff Doors Box, Blue Ribbon Blues? Yeah, all those generally positive?
Yes, they were, all of them. I enjoyed them, I think. And I agree. I mean, I haven't really seen much of the original, but I imagine that having, their own organic plots and not, like, taking from the original will just help them be more strong and more their own thing. Since this is technically a reboot anyway, it should probably have its own kind of thing. So maybe that's just part of them, like, getting their footing too, like, as a show, trying to figure out what works best for them. And maybe this is them finally like, okay, like, we're gonna do all new plots now. This is gonna stay, because that seems to be what's happened. Because there hasn't been one like that in quite a while. So maybe this is just what the show's gonna be now, which I think is a good thing.
It would definitely be a good thing. I'm definitely not convinced that they are past the including incorporating elements of that series. But
elements, but not just like
help themselves. Yeah. I feel like they aren't like, especially given. I mean, to be fair, like Powerpuff Girls, like it was very popular. It was like it's not. I'm not gonna say it's a relic. It's not that old, but like it's people really like Powerpuff Girls. People have a lot of strong feelings about it, and I think they can't like help but to tap into it a little bit. And also in some cases it can be funny, like they can like bring stuff and it like and doing a little nod here and there isn't too bad. I mean, we're definitely going to see more of them. I just hopefully just less him and such things.
Yeah, we'll see if we're past it. I mean, this is a 6 or 7 in a row now, which have been really, really good. Yeah, so Frenemy and Once Upon a Townsville, I think Frenemy I love these in different ways. I think Frenemy was really funny. And I like the new character they introduced. We'll definitely talk about her. And Once Upon a Townsville, I think, is the best thesis statement for the show. I really like what they do with it. You could say it's too on the nose. It was for sure on the nose, but
in the sinuses, like it was just chilling up there.
But like it's whatever. Like, this show. This is the type of show that can pull that off, I think.
They did it well. Like it was executed. Like obviously it was in the sinuses, but I mean, the kind of show that it is, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it wasn't like upsetting. I was upset until like they actually like said what I wanted them to say, and then it was fine.
Let's read the thesis statement from that the second episode here. The princess says, "I learned that I didn't need to rely on some prince to save me for my life to truly begin. I don't really like punching stuff. I need a change of scenery. I think I'll get loft downtown and write a musical," which is great. And then Bubbles at the end, guys, is it okay if I like frilly dresses and punching baddies too? Like, oh my god, how on the nose are we with Bubbles? Well,
she also called the Powerpuff Girls out though. She's like, you guys didn't like me, accept me for who I was, and I was like, yes, thank you for yelling at them. Like,
yeah. So that's another important component, right? It was I definitely bought into it more once they got that angle, which is I don't really like punching stuff. Like, it's definitely the big element that I've been harping on from the beginning of the series. This show is one of the only shows on TV, the only one that I know of that truly like really wants young girls to be who they are. And this is them blatantly stating that with the princess here. So I am a big fan.
Solid.
Yeah, it's definitely a very upfront agenda, which isn't a bad thing in this case.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the second episode's very good.
Well, I think in cases like this, like sometimes things need to be said.
Yeah.
And, like, this is one of those things that needs to be said and that needs to be heard.
Yeah,
especially in a world of John Green books, we need episodes like this that yell at you a little bit.
By the way, I think I was looking at discussion on the show on CO, a place where I shouldn't be looking for discussion on the show. But I literally saw a comment that seemingly, genuinely, and was not being ironic, said, like, posted a picture of one of the girls rapping or something, and is like, why are they doing this? I don't want to see this in Powerpuff Girls. And it's like, How could we have summed up the problem with criticism of the show more clearly than the show is not for you, 20s white man posting on 4chan. It is for little girls, and I say that ironically as being a 20s white man. But it's like I understand if you don't like what the show has done with this new series from what it was before. It's you can't really speak to the intended audience because you're not the intended audience for it.
Like even my 17-year-old brother, we were watching Teen Titans Go while waiting for, because Teen Titans Go came on, then Powerpuff Girls, then Teen Titans Go, and then Steven Universe. And my brother was like, yeah, it's for a new generation, it's for different kids, even though we're both like, oh my god, Teen Titans Go is stressful to watch sometimes because it's just like, oh, the singing.
I think
They're
when did we
I
hear
know
that Teen Titans Go new Powerpuff Girls crossover? That's a thing, right?
That's a thing. Yeah, it's a real thing. I don't know
when did we hear this? I don't even remember.
I think maybe within the past month it became known. I'm not
but
sure.
Like, I guess it was like a commercial or is it like an art? I don't know. That's
I just
happening
saw
at
it
some
on
point.
Tumblr,
Yeah.
so I don't. Really
That'll
know
be fun.
First
like,
came in.
who knows what's gonna happen? That's gonna be good stuff.
Which combination are you the most? I mean, like I'm skeptical because Teen Titans Go. I mean, I haven't really seen it too much, but it's not this type of.
Well, the problem, like, I think I have more of a problem separating, like, the problem is, like, separating the old Teen Titans from this new Teen Titans, because obviously Teen Titans Go is much like Powerpuff Girls, it's like a reboot, and it's, like, literally not the same thing at all, but
yeah.
It's fun. My problem with Teen Titans Go is I just don't like it, and it has nothing to do with the fact that it's not the old Teen Titans, it's that I just I don't like it.
Yeah, so we'll see, we'll see if it,
but
how
it's
that
funny.
two
It's
go.
also funny because it's the same voice actors, like, I don't, like, it's funny to watch, like, it's just fun. Like I watched entirely 2 episodes today, and it's like it's funny. Like it can be funny, and it's like silly, and like it's great that they are horrible to Robin the entire time because it's like definitely what they should do.
What characters meeting are we looking forward to? Raven and Buttercup? Is that a big one?
Yeah, for sure.
Bubbles and Starfire.
Bubbles and Starfire.
Bubbles and Beast Boy also will be funny.
I think Blossom and Robin is a good one.
Yeah.
Too.
I don't. But they're gonna be like I don't even like. I'm kind of afraid for that though, because like Robin is so annoying, and then there's Blossom.
I mean, if we didn't like Blossom so much, I think that she would also be annoying. I think
yes, that would be the problem.
So I think that the two of them together, it's going to be interesting.
And then I don't know. I feel like Cyborg and Beast Boy are gonna like abduct Bubbles, and they're just gonna go do like who knows what.
Yeah, I could see that. Bubbles and Beast Boy. That's interesting. Yeah, stuff like that. Okay,
he can turn into animals. I bet he'll just turn into animals a bunch of times just to make Bubbles happy. That's gonna be cute.
That would be really cute.
Okay, there's our discussion on that. You're welcome, Cartoon Network. You can play that during your commercials of our speculating on that.
I do want to try and watch Teen Titans Go more. To like, I want to have more of a fully formed opinion on Teen Titans Go.
Cartoon Network. It's not
that bad.
Yeah, we need to rewatch it more. But yeah, Cartoon Network. There's my sample for my Cartoon Network podcast. That's what it would be like. It would be. Which combinations are you looking forward to?
Which combination?
And we like unironically discussed it, so congratulations us. Okay, let's talk Frenemy to start with. So Jemica, spelled Jemmica. I had to go to the credits to find her name, and the credits are almost impossible to find. It was on Cartoon Network's website, though. She's voiced by Aeneas Fairweather. And Delaney, what do you think of Jemica, fake Indiana Jones?
One, it's awesome. Like, she's a fake Indiana Jones. Like, yes. I mean, it's good. Also, like, my favorite, the tape player is just an excellent part of her character, and the fact that they just, like, oh, it's so good. Like, obviously she's, like, a bad guy in it, but it's really funny. It's just I don't know. I like her. It's great. Like, having a female Indiana Jones is just A+. Where's the live action movie of female Indiana Jones? Like, where is she?
You're already calling for the solo Jemica movie already?
Yes. Yes, I am.
One episode in.
Yeah, I mean, she's great. Like, it's hilarious. And she's a master manipulator, one. Like, she even said Buttercup. Has everyone ever told you that you look like a tiger? Who says that? Who? How did she know? What? Like, I don't know. It's just great.
Yeah, if Justin and I are casting the new Powerpuff Girls Survivor cast, I think Jemica is winning that season. Definitely the best.
Probably. I mean,
Michelle, what are your thoughts on Jemica?
I really like Jemica. And from all like the younger, I guess, villains we've seen, we should haven't been too many. I think she definitely stands out a little bit. I mean, because I as much as I liked like more Bucks, I feel like for me Jemica's a little more, because she's not like inherently like got like up her sleeve from the very beginning. Like, you kind of have to see a little more of her to realize what her angle is. But I really liked her, and one thing I thought was, because she seems kind of older than everyone else in the school. Like, she's definitely taller, so I was like, why is she in their class? But I also thought it was interesting that she didn't go to jail at the end. She just went to another school. But maybe she's just really crafty that way.
I'm done trying to figure out how old.
Yeah.
I'm so done with it. Yeah.
It's a lost cause. It's like Miraculous Ladybug and like their identities. Just we just have to give up sometimes. Just have to let it go.
Hopefully
just give into the logic of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that the ending clearly, I mean, not clearly, but I think it's interesting, right, that she's just conning another German school this time, right? But I think that to me, this seems like a character that's supposed to return.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to, I think that's what I was about to say, actually, especially since she went to the other school. I think she probably will come back, which is, I'm glad that they're introducing new characters.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me it's Jemica and it's I don't even remember her name, the Spider Woman from An Acro Romance. But like those are
I want the roller derby girls back also.
Yes, I want the roller derby girls are so bad.
We can put those up there too of original characters we're hoping to return, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I really like Jemica. I thought that character was very good. That's the type of character who's obviously evil from the beginning, but it was entertaining the entire way, and the end of the episode was like it was tropey, but it was fast paced, and they went in an interesting direction with it. We have more, I'm looking at my notes from the episode. We have more blatant spouting of the episode's theme. Sorry, Jemica, but our family is stronger than your fake friendship. Family forever. I mean, I'm fine. I think things like that fit in with the show's thematics, though. I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's not surprising that would be how they would put it, their message. So
I mean, it's up there with Smithsonian Stealth Jet. I mean, just the ridiculous things that are on the show.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Smithsonian Self-Jet for sure. Okay, let's go through the specifics of this episode. Yeah, we have this whole thing about Buttercup's like, Velociraptor or Tiger? Which one do I look more like? And they're like, you look like a mouse lemur. And we're like, is this Avatar now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
That thing has, Buttercup says, that thing has crazy huge eyes. I look nothing like that.
So good. It's up there with the arm thing when they're like, they show her arm, like, it's up there.
Yeah,
Love
the show. Again, that's Delaney's favorite thing is making fun of the character models. They've done it like 3 times now. It's really
my favorite thing. Like, it will get me every time.
Jemica, an amateur professional archaeologist.
That was pretty good. You were like, ooh,
yeah, she's like,
amateur professional.
And I never had an ice cream headache. Yeah, that's
for a kid. That is a pretty impressive.
That's an example of I say the same things about the show every week, but this is this week's example of this show talking like kids, not talking to kids. Like I really like that line.
Well, she says JK later in the episode, and I almost died. It was so good.
I'm in favor of shows saying JK. We need more. We need more characters saying JK on shows. Coolest girl in the known universe. She wants to go to the famed tomb of the Hazrajanis.
Yep.
And then the girls are excited, and she's like Snoof, and then that's this episode's. This is what's it called from Mean Girls, right? Yeah. Fetch.
Yeah.
So, and then they're like, you see Bubbles trying to use Snoof in different ways in the episode. It's pretty great. Yeah. They go to the.
Well, and she's like, she starts talking about her company. Oh my God, she's talking to me. It's like, whoa, y'all need to calm down.
they're all into her. Yeah, it's pretty great. They go to like the site of treasure, and all the girls don't want to trespass, including Buttercup, which I thought was interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, you think Buttercup would have been like, "Oh, come on, we want to be cool, don't we?" But no, they were all pretty against it.
I think this Buttercup is. I think it makes sense with this Buttercup, which I think is different from original Buttercup.
Yes, and it makes sense in general. Like, as much as like they all kind of argue, and Buttercup's like, "Oh, you got like I hate all of you," but like. They're superheroes. Like they take it very seriously.
That's
which
true.
I think this episode like proves that the most. Like they're like, "Whoa, that's stealing," and like Blossom literally bursts into tears when.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I can buy it. Like even though Buttercup is the way she is, like they're heroes and they take it very seriously. Like.
Jemica says, I heard this is the tomb where they discovered the first 3-ring binder.
Oh my God. That was so ridiculous.
And Blossom's like,
so
what?
And her eyes are like so big.
The masterful manipulation of every single Powerpuff Girl is just excellent.
The show,
she's kind of got them all down pat. I mean,
the show is consistently finding ways to exploit the describing the quirky personalities of each character, of each of our 3 main characters. I think this was a unique way to do their typical. This person likes this. This person likes this. This person likes this. Right? Blossom's reaction to that is the best thing. I love that. I love that concept. The Golden Otter. But we have Buttercup and Bubbles like clinging when Jemica is doing something dangerous.
She's taking forever. Like, she's taking forever to pick up. Also, like, they completely really Temple of Doom that. Can we talk about, like, it was all Temple of Doom. Like, that's just everything that was that. Like,
JK, I totally got it, she says. Yeah, it's great.
Because Buttercup got mad and started yelling at her.
Bubbles says, I want to be an archaeologist forever. Maybe a veterinarian.
Veterinarian. Yeah.
Bubbles, obviously you have to throw that in. Blossom crying, and Bubbles like, oh, Snoof, I just wanted to impress my cool new superhero friends, she says. And then Bubbles goes and hugs her, which is great. And give the otter back. Best BFF necklaces that I found on my last expedition. Man. I was tricked. I wasn't expecting the BFF necklaces.
I just thought they looked so, like, boring. They're just, like, three blue beads. Like, that's not a special friendship necklace.
No, I knew it. I was like, yep.
I was the show. No, it suckered me in with the with the Bubbles hug, and I wasn't expecting.
Nope, knew it. I was like, they're mind control. Bye bye.
Nope,
knew it. I've seen this too often. I cannot be tricked.
Do you guys want to be my BFFs? Whatever do whatever I say. Pick Buttercup's nose. Speak in a British accent. What do we think of Buttercup speaking in a British accent for the rest of the episode?
It was awesome. Like, it was so unnecessary, but it was great.
I feel like it was very much like an American idea of what a British accent is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's like that was a very like old timey kind of, which was really hilarious. I feel makes me wonder how like UK CN is gonna be like, oh, this is exactly how we talk.
CN UK, how are they going to translate that? Yeah. Quit picking on me, you cheeky. And then it gets cut off, which is interesting. Bejeweled horse lemur. Looks just like you, Buttercup. House lemur? What? It was like mouse lemur, right? Yeah. Like I love turning that back on Buttercup. Now that she's evil, she says what she truly thinks. Yep. Yeah.
Also, it's so funny because she does look like a mouse lemur. Like,
the hair is even close to the fur.
Oi, I've been duped, she says. Yeah. Girls, what did I tell you about caving into peer pressure? Says the professor. When they're like, take him or whatever. The Smithsonian stealth jet. Like, what even?
That was my favorite.
I don't even know where to begin with
the entire episode. This is Smithsonian stealth jet.
Why? Why?
So funny.
Doesn't make sense. Okay.
It wasn't so stealthy when it was blowing up, though.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't think you can be stealthy in that.
Just, it's so good. Also, they're completely making fun of, like, everything that's in Indiana Jones. It's so
good. That's true.
Yeah. So good.
Mm-hmm. Dangerous in contact with the gloating otter. My thirst for knowledge, it's too great to resist. The professor, just doing it on his own. It was pretty great. He,
scoots on his butt he's the most ridiculous character.
Yeah,
I love
it. It's great. And then the family is our family stronger in your friendship. Yeah. You need to be more careful when choosing your friends, girls. Blossom's like, I'll make a friendship checklist. It's great.
And he's like, no, you don't have to do that. Stop.
I want Blossom to make us a friendship checklist for each of us. I think that'd be useful.
Yes. It probably would not take her very long at all.
What happened to Jemica and then the German school thing? That's great. Okay, so I have an email, our first feedback for our Powerpuff
very first
from listener. I mean, we've gotten emails in general, but people are actually listening to our Powerpuff Girls from listener Steve. Who's,
Steve!
Yeah.
I remember Steve.
Hey, Steve!
Hey, Steve!
My theory is this week's antagonist, Jemica, I don't think she's truly evil or a real villain. I think she's an apprentice to a villain or a villain's not yet introduced, probably some kind of sorcerer. Here's my evidence. She is too normal looking. She doesn't look like a Powerpuff Girls villain who are so over the top. Even the princess looks over the top.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
There's no evil laugh. That is a Powerpuff Girls villain staple. The mind control friendship bracelets, no ordinary little girl can just have that, which is why I think an evil sorcerer is pulling the strings. She never said she wanted the power for herself. She just said she wanted power. I hope I'm right. It excites me for two reasons. One, have some complex shades of gray characters. The original series wasn't much. It was all black and white morality. We saw a little bit of that in Necro, romance or whatever. This could be more of that. Let's see how Powerpuff Girls goes with shades of gray morality. Whoever the villain is, I think could be a serious villain, perhaps even one of the serious finale. To have a serious non-comedic villain is a nice change of pace from the normal Powerpuff Girl rogue gallery. So what do you guys think? what Jemica working for a larger villain in the show? Yes or no?
I mean, yeah, his evidence is like,
Yeah, that's a lot more evidence than I
had. It convinced me. I mean, I think it's possible. It'd be interesting to see, like, if they do introduce a new villain, like, if they are more serious, as he's suggesting, because it doesn't really jive right now with kind of the tone. I mean, we could have one, like, if we were to have, like, an actual, like, ongoing, like, series of plots that appear to be related to, like, one villain, that'd be interesting. I don't know if I, like, have a lot of confidence right now that's where we could go, but it'd be interesting.
What do you think, Michelle?
I like the idea of her being like kind of an underling to somebody higher pulling the strings. Because then like potentially maybe she could like switch sides if she isn't like completely written off as like a bad like core evil person. And yeah, she didn't seem, I mean, I think that's why I thought she was like so much more appealing than Morbucks's introduction to the show, because she didn't seem like super evil right off the bat, and I mean like her skills are like, well, she can use a lasso, she's incredibly charismatic, she knows how to manipulate people, but other than that, I mean, I guess like the necklaces being kind of a thing that would be kind of questionable how she got her hands on those. Maybe from another archaeological dig, maybe they're ancient Egyptian mind control necklaces.
That's what she said, right? She said she got them from her last
yeah.
But
yeah. Also, being like an amateur professional, like she could. That makes sense.
Professional.
She could be like someone's apprentice. Also, I'm kind of imagining since all the evidence is presented, I'm kind of imagining a Red X Slade kind of thing from Teen Titans. That'd be really interesting if we went somewhere like this. If we
that's only because I've incepted Teen Titans into your minds for this podcast. That's the only reason you thought of
that. Not strictly true.
So you're saying we want Jemica to meet what's her face in the crossover, to meet whatever. Anyway, I don't need to try to think of Teen Titans characters, try to remember them. But I think it's interesting. I think I could see her being a recurring anti-hero on her own, or some type of association with the larger villain.
I think her and Morbucks might team up sometime. That'd be kind of funny to see how they interact.
My only evidence against her being a recurring character is that the show did present this girl Hope to us a few episodes ago, who had a pretty fleshed out design and did not seem like she was going to be a recurring character, although she could, because she just like went off in the distance. So I think we've seen a little bit of precedent for the show presenting complex single episode characters, but at the same time, it's hard to imagine Jemica not returning at some point. Cool. So yeah, good episode, Frenemy. Let's talk about Once Upon a Townsville. We've talked about it a little bit already, but it definitely starts more interestingly than the rest of our episodes. So we need to have a discussion about the world building of Townsville and how it's connected to this fairy tale lands, because she goes down this magic well. Magic well results may vary, and then she appears in seemingly normal Townsville. So what's going on?
Yeah.
Here? Well, it's a magic well, so it's just a portal. Like she fell out of the sky. I don't know.
That's like literally what happened in the beginning of Enchanted, isn't it?
Yeah,
she also fell through a well. Yeah, so it's just like one of those fairy tale things.
I mean, yeah, they're doing a what Enchanted or whatever that movie is parody. So that's why they did this. But does this have larger ramifications for the show's mythology or no?
I mean, Townsville, like, they've always done weird stuff with Townsville. Like, just Townsville's weird.
Yeah, Townsville's weird. There's always monsters there.
Yeah, like, there's just like, in general, like, everything that's, like, in town, like, Townsville is kind of, okay, one, it's literally called Townsville, so it's very much your every town. It's like Springfield, like, they just have everything. Like, you never know where they are. So, also, like, the castle definitely looked like Townsville, so, I mean, who knows?
Interesting. The girls are like floating, discussing clouds. Buttercup's like clouds, or Blossom's like clouds are made of water. Buttercup.
So good. This discussion was great.
Bubbles catching the princess. Clouds are pretty. Blossom, hold on, that's not a cloud. I love the line read from Blossom voice actors. They're just so genuine. Hold on, that's not a cloud. Hey, dragon, you think you're so hot, and then freezes the dragon, and then Bubbles like bad dragon, and it's great.
The dragon like actually feels bad. Like this dragon, like this dragon is basically a character.
Can't mess with with Bubbles. You're gonna feel bad when she chastises you. Buttercup, I know a dead body. Buttercup getting excited by.
That was so much. Yeah, dead body.
Okay, like what even is that? Yeah, this whole thing with my prince, and then the princess.
She literally pokes her with a stick. Like, can we talk about that? Like,
okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, she thinks she's a dead body, so.
Yeah, because you should poke a dead body with a stick, right? That's how that works.
Just a chick.
Just a chick.
The princess kissing Buttercup. Buttercup's like, I've been kissed by a zombie. What do we think of this concept?
Okay, I love that they didn't go like, it's a girl. She kissed her.
Yeah,
She went, she's a zombie.
It's a zombie. Oh no! Yeah, I like that too.
Which I think is kind of the point. I think the show is blatantly inserting this. At the same time, it's like a little girl and a princess, right? So it's, they're not trying for anything. But yeah, the reaction being not that is great.
It's a zombie. Like, that's so good.
Buttercup going on a zombie tangent is pretty great. I think that's very in character.
They're so ridiculous. I love them.
Yeah, and she's like, when I start to turn, you know what to do. Like, okay, good.
And Bubbles the Ball just like eye roll.
There's our Game of Thrones crossover for the week. Burn the Buttercup body, so we don't get zombie Buttercup. That's should we talk about which Game of Thrones characters the Powerpuff Girls characters are? I feel
like Game of Thrones is two adults.
I think there couldn't be two further apart shows in terms of like thematics and stuff. She's like dwarves. Surely you must be elves. Like, I like it. Yeah, Princess Bluebell, I think her name was. Let me introduce myself through song.
Oh my god.
Blossom doesn't want an iguana doing her hair, and then typical cartoon iguana like being creepy.
Super creepy iguana.
When he does Prince Charming, my life will begin. Didn't your life begin when you were born? Says Bubbles. Which is great. I love how genuine that is, and like that's like another example of like that's totally what like that character would say if she were real at the point. So need to beckon the prince and you're like doing all the dangerous things. It's pretty great takedown of this genre and stuff like that. You can do anything with your life. You can do anything you want with your life. Run your own company or punch bad guys. That's
so at least two options.
Anything except wait for a prince who will never show up. Right. I like that. This is the girls' assessment of what they can do. Princess. Okay, we have I forgot we had a song in this episode. Princess Be Tough. Yeah, their rap. What do we think of the girls rapping in the show?
It's excellent. Like, it just makes me happy. Like,
Michelle, what about you?
I feel okay about it. I feel like I don't know. It's always still kind of a surprise when it happens. This isn't the first time in the show they've done this, but I guess it worked a little better this time than because last time was like in the first or second episode, and it was very short. But I was just like not expecting it at all, so I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. But I don't know. I'd say I feel pretty neutral, leaning towards positive about it.
This is from what I've seen on the online reaction. This is one of the most hated elements of the show.
They're rapping now.
What are they doing to my Powerpuff Girls? They're rapping, like stuff like that. I think it's
funny that like it's the one thing all three of them love. Like,
why is
three of them bond over this?
It is kind of that's pretty great. I think it was pretty interesting this episode with Buttercup beatbox solo over just like played for
stock
straight photos.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on with that?
It's so good.
I thought that was at least interesting. Saving montage.
I don't understand why people get angry about it. Like, this is like literally like this is what I understand. Like, obviously there's parts of the internet we don't like, but like this show is like just everything that is so like now just in a TV show, and it's so funny. What is there to be mad about it? It's just so now, and it's so funny. Like,
yeah, I think and I was a little bit questionable to the rap element at first, but I think it goes along well with the feel of the show. Even if this is more 2005 than 2016, it's fine. Dragon takes the girls. Help! That's my line. I'm so mad I could just sing. And then she's doing no damsel in distress better than me. I think that was her song title. It was kind of a legitimate song.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in turmoil. I'm supposed to be in turmoil. You saved us. What do you think of Prince Charming that comes? And then his horse is like, nay.
I laughed out loud, like, when the horse just went neigh. Like, I was like, I'm done. Done.
What do you think of? And then he was late because he was playing a video game
Mario.
of saving the princess.
Yeah.
Presumably Mario, but yeah, I thought that was a pretty good element.
It was pretty funny.
Prince Charming is the people who criticize this show. He's representative of it.
Basically.
I learned that I don't need to rely on some prince to save my life to truly begin. Where are you, video games? You three too. You didn't respect me for who I was in the first place. I don't really like punching stuff. And then Buttercup's like, blasphemy. Which I like using blasphemy in that context. That's very appropriate here. I need a change of scenery. I think I'll get a loft downtown and write a musical. Pretty great. What do you think? Do you think Princess Bluebell's musical will succeed?
Yes.
She has a lot of heart.
Yeah.
So
She-
yeah.
I think it'll be great.
For a
I
crossover
think
element.
Bubbles will go see it.
Yeah, Bubbles will go see it. A crossover element. How about Princess Bluebell gets an apartment with Lapis, who was previously looking for an apartment last episode, and Steven had this
I don't think that'll go over very well.
You don't think they'd be best friends?
No.
I think Lapis would dislike her more than she hates Peridot. Like, I
That's
think it
saying
would be worse.
something. Like, that's really saying something.
But I think they both have these sitcom proposal jokes in them in these two episodes. So I definitely connected it
So
with that.
clearly, that's clearly why the crossover has to happen.
Yep, I would like to see
Totally.
it. Guys, is it okay if I like frilly dresses and punching baddies too? Says Bubbles, and they're like, yeah. So, and then they're singing at the end. I don't know, whatever. It's definitely a lot of blatant stuff at the end, and it's like we probably could have done without that Bubbles line, but that's like good job. We've had the Bubbles thesis statement at the end too, in addition to the show's thesis statement.
Well, she was kind of quiet throughout the episode, so I think it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. I guess so. She was. It's interesting because this was definitely like the princess was the main character of this episode. Pretty different from even from last episode. I still think the girls were the main character, and
Yes.
in that, even though we had that Jemica prominent, but yeah, definitely different and notable episode. Which one you like more, Frenemy or Once Upon a Townsville, Delaney?
I guess Once Upon a Townsville.
Michelle.
I feel like I like them both for different reasons. So I don't think I can pick when I liked clearly more than the other one.
Yeah.
Cop out.
Yeah.
It might be, but that's how I feel.
I saw no answer there. I'll take Frenemy, I guess, but they're both very good.
I mean, they're both great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd still put a Necro Romance and Power Up Puff in like my top tier, and these probably slightly below. I think that's where I am still. But yeah, all of the last 7 episodes are very good. All right, last comments on these 2 episodes.
Just solid stuff. Just keep it up, Powerpuff Girls.
Next
Keep
week,
it up.
yeah, keep it up. Next week is Man Up 2, Still Manning.
Oh.
Still
Manning. Yeah.
Manning?
Still
Oh my
Manning.
god.
It's a pretty good title, but we'll see.
Man,
TV listings say
But
this
he's
is,
like, alright.
TV listings have this for Monday, but who knows with Cartoon Network? So
No, they did. They did a promo during.
they said promo new time at Monday.
They're doing Steven Universe, and they're doing two new Powerpuff Girls. They didn't say Steven. Just 2 new Powerpuff Girls and 2 new Teen Titans go on Monday at 6.
Okay. Oh. Well, we'll see how we podcast about that if that's true.
Yeah, because I saw that and I was like, oh.
I'll look out for that. Okay. So yeah. Man Up, one of the lower tiered episodes of the show, but we definitely saw some promise, I guess, in it.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I guess.
I don't know if we need to bring him back. I don't know if that should be our first new recurring character.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Right.
the one.
Man
we should
boy,
bring
yeah.
back.
I want.
At the same time, if we're getting into blatant thesis statements for the show, then bringing him back is, I guess, where we want to go, so we can have the literal representation of toxic masculinity. We can do more with that. Okay, let us know what you thought. Comments on overlyanimated.com, YouTube comments, Tumblr asks. I'm Delaney Stovall. I'm Michelle Anderer. You can find out everything about this podcast at overlyanimated.com. And you can search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. You can subscribe to our new Powerpuff Girls specific feed on overlyanimated.com. You can support us at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Podcast free of ads, brought to you by our patrons. Thank you very much to Shanna, Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, Rachel, John, Ryan, and Catherine. Hey, Nephew, Mitch, Gonna Beach, Nate, Nathan, William, Buzz Lightyear, Mailman, Rachel Rose, Johnny, Bravo, Brian, and Cook Cat. I'll be back with Michelle and Justin tomorrow for our Steven Universe feedback show. I'll have a podcast on a big Miraculous Ladybug episode over the weekend, and then we'll be back to discuss this show. Who knows? Depends when they're airing it, so we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back with that. So thank you guys for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.